Bed Bath & Beyond isn't coming back to the state of California. So, where does a smart Golden State shopper go to get all your home goods needs? Welcome to the all-new Bed Bath & Bureaucracy. Yes, at Bed Bath & Bureaucracy, we've got everything you need to make your house a home at California prices. Need a new comfy bed pillow? We've got a 2-pack of Goose Down pillows for only $699. How about an air fryer? We've got them starting at just $899. Or meal prep with a brand new wooden cutting board starting at just $350. At Bed Bath & Bureaucracy, soft, comfy layers of government oversight, regulations, and compliance, like those signs that point out that everything in the world causes cancer, help us keep our prices low. So come shop at the all-new Bed Bath & Bureaucracy. And remember, if you can't afford these prices on home decor needs, this is California. Just walk out without paying. That's right, Bed Bath & Beyond, not coming back to California. I'm Mark Mosley. Welcome to Mark Mosley Show. Executive Chairman Marcus Lemonis explained that his decision is not political, but based on business realities, citing California's high taxes, fees, labor costs, and regulatory burden as prohibitive factors. I can confirm, having lived in the belly of the beast for over 20 years. How did Governor Newsom respond? With his signature class, everybody. The official message from Newsom's press office. After their bankruptcy and closure of every store. This is my Gavin Newsom impression. You like it? Like most Americans, we thought Bed Bath & Beyond no longer existed. We wish them well in their efforts to become relevant again as they try to open a second store. On his personal X account, Newsom added a similar quip. The company that went bankrupt and closed every store across the country 2 years ago? Okay. Sure, whatever. Meanwhile, over at the Cracker Barrel, it was a rough week with the rebrand, getting rid of the classic logo with the man, the rocking chair, and the barrel of crackers, and replacing it with a logo that we're all pretty convinced was just made with Canva. I'm surprised they didn't do that thing where they also went ahead and shortened the name to as few letters as possible. Yeah. Yes, Cracker Barrel is just too many letters. Let's get rid of cracker. We know that's problematic. And, let's see. Let's remove all the vowels. Yes, and one of the R's. From today forward, we shall be Burl. B-R-L, pronounced Burl. Let's go eat at Burl. How many of these does it take before corporate America realizes when you try to wokeify things, we just don't love it? I mean, did they learn nothing from Bud Light, Jaguar, the Washington Commanders, Aunt Jemima, Land O'Lakes? You know, my son pointed out that they removed the Indian woman and kept her land. O'Lakes. That's pretty astute. And of course, the left is, their attitude is if it offends just one person. Well, everything offends at least one person. There are lots of things that offend plenty of people because here are some things in the world that are subjective. Design, food, culture, art, music, comedy. I mean, to some of you, this podcast is just not funny. I will never forget back in the 90s when I was doing morning radio in Miami for all those years. And we would have comedians on. Comedians come to town and you have them on the morning show and they promote their appearance. And my co-host, Bo Griffin, God rest her soul, she's no longer with us. She did not think a particular comedian was funny. At the time, he was just a touring comic. And when he would come on, she just didn't think he was funny. Well, fast forward not that long afterwards, the president of ABC thought this comedian was funny. His name is George Lopez. So art, design, comedy, music, culture, food, it's all subjective. Cracker Barrel's not for everyone. Don't try to be for everyone. Be the best you can be for the people that love you. You can't please everybody. I think Cracker Barrel should lean into their branding and legacy even harder. Lean in harder. Go ahead. Sell meth in the country store. Keep the peg game, but the peg game, figure this out. The peg game should 9 times out of 10 just devolve into a full-on honky-tonk bar fight. I think at Cracker Barrel, since it's Grandma's kitchen, Grandma should not wear a hairnet, and she should be smoking a cigarette directly over your pancakes, just like Grandma was at my house. And put defibrillators right at every table. That way you can restart your heart and go right back to eating the oversized biscuits and gravy. But what did I say recently on this podcast? We must destroy anything that's Americana. Because if it's Americana, then in the minds of the left by default, well, it must be racist. A couple of weeks ago with the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle jeans ad. The left thinks anything Americana is somehow racist. And here we are. 2 weeks later, I'm apparently a prophet. I should be getting a text any minute now that my golden chariot to heaven Uber has just pulled up outside, because I'm a prophet. But the left wants to play stupid games and win stupid prizes. So, if this logic applies, in order to broaden their appeal, we need to rebrand other businesses, other places to eat. For example, anyone who's ever lived in or spent a week in LA knows Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Everybody knows Roscoe's. So in order to get even more white people to go eat there, from now on, the restaurant background music will be Hank Williams Jr.'s greatest hits. How about that? Also, kale and quinoa salad is now on the menu at Roscoe's. Would you like a kale and quinoa salad with your fried chicken and waffles? How about Bob's Big Boy? Whoa, way too Americana, way too white. Needs to be rebranded. We're going to rebrand it as Cholo Beto. The overalls are gone. They will be replaced by a flannel shirt and oversized Dickies. And now instead of holding up a burger, he will just hoist a plate of Mexican street corn. How about that? How about Chick-fil-A? Oh, Chick-fil-A, that's an easy one. Chick-fil-Gay. That's all you need to do. The left will be ecstatic. What was the other big story of the week? Oh, yeah. The big FBI raid. Oh, the big FBI raid that happened. Everybody's talking about that. What did Trump do now? Well, we're here to announce that the FBI, as a result of a big investigation, probably the biggest, today we raided the home of Michael Bolton. Melania begged me not to do it. She said, Donald, don't do it. I love his music. I'm a big fan. I said, no, Melania, he's got to pay for what he did to pop music in the 90s. Besides, we have credible evidence that Mr. Bolton was plotting an elaborate scheme to launch a big comeback, and we had to stop it. We are pursuing this investigation, and Mr. Bolton could be looking at time, love, and tenderness. One moment, I've just learned that it's John Bolton. I'm sorry, that was some low-hanging comedy fruit, so I went for it. Is this a good time to mention my digital tip jar? Probably not. Anyway, if you enjoy top-quality entertainment like that, and what's to come, my digital tip jar is Venmo, so drop $1 if you want to support the show at Mark S. Mosley, Mosley. That's Mark S. Mosley. I do have one serious take on this John Bolton thing, and that is, John, bro, what did you do? Because, okay, think about it from the perspective of, look at it through the lens of how the media operates. Trump's Department of Justice knows going in that the bar set by the left for anything Trump does is incredibly high. The media will not be predisposed to go on air and repeat the talking points and how strong the case is. They're going to talk it down. They're going to pull it apart. They're going to pick at it. And that means this case and all the cases to come, may there be many, will be well-founded. They have to be. They have to be, because the left has two sets of standards. They have one set of rules over here by which they judge themselves, and another set by which we on the right have to conduct ourselves, which means they've got Bolton. They've got him dead to rights. It's got to be a strong case, because otherwise they wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't be doing it.
And people say, oh, Trump's out for vengeance. And I'm not going to argue for Trump, but isn't vengeance, isn't revenge a universal human failing? Isn't it a universal human quality? And all the lawfare and everything that they did to Trump for all those years, why would he not want to get some payback? He's only human. Does that make him a monster? No, that makes him human like the rest of us. So don't feign shock and surprise. In Joe Biden memoir news, $10 million is the price for Joe Biden's memoir. $10 million. How many copies do you have to sell to make that back? Do even fans of Joe Biden plan to buy Joe Biden's memoir? I don't know, maybe if you had a signed copy, but, given what we now know about his signature, how could you ever be sure it wasn't just Jill that signed it? And, of course, there's much speculation as to what the title of it should be. I have some ideas. Let's see. You Know the Thing, that could be the title. The Corn Pop Chronicles, Whispering to America, Stories Told a Little Too Close, Confessions of the Scranton Mangler. That's an Office reference. How about Who Moved My Cocaine? I like that one. Stories from the Road, My Life as a Long-Haul Trucker. Remember that claim? Or the title of it could be True International Pressure. How about that as the title of Joe Biden's memoir? Or will it be a kid's book that's scratch and sniff? I can't. No. Sorry. I'll just edit that out later. That's too far. Too far. Will it be illustrated by Hunter? I don't know. I understand the audiobook version has already been recorded and is out now. So let's take a moment and listen to just a sample snippet. This is the audiobook version of Joe Biden's memoir.
It's Mark Mosley Show.
Welcome back to Mark Mosley Show. I'm Mark Mosley. Don't forget to follow me on social media. Please give a like, a thumbs up, a follow, hit the bell on YouTube. Whatever it is that you got to do, please do it. Just do the thing. You know the thing. Snoop Dogg is now the victim of heterophobia. Heterophobia, of course, is the fear that someone who claims to be gay, bi, or trans is secretly heterosexual, but hiding it from everyone. Trans actor T.S. Madison, could be displaying heterophobia by attacking Snoop Dogg, who recently said on a podcast that he was trying to watch a Disney movie, the Disney movie in question being Lightyear, which I guess Snoop was a little more blazed than usual for, the entire year that everybody was talking about this movie. Somehow he fell into watching this movie by accident. Because as we all know, it has a same-sex kiss between two women. Snoop said recently on this podcast, "Oh, blank, I didn't come for this blank. I just came to watch the blank movie. It blanked me up. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Y'all throwing me in the middle of blank that I didn't have an answer for. These are kids. We have to show that at this age. They're going to ask questions. I don't have the answer." Now listen to what he said there. Listen to what he said there. He said, I don't have the answer for my granddaughter. He did not say, I told my granddaughter that blank was blank and you shouldn't blank people who have the same blank as you. No, he didn't say that. He said, I don't have the answer. But that was enough for the trans community to pounce. And Snoop is in trouble faux shizzle because he don't want to see a Disney princessizzle with a dizzle. More low-hanging comedy fruit here. My tip jar is Venmo at Mark S. Mosley. Meanwhile, actor Alan Cumming feels that we just need more We need more LGBTQ representation in film and television. I'm sorry, is there not enough LGBTQ plus content? Does the LGBTQ plus community not control enough of Hollywood that they could ever satiate the lust for more LGBTQ plus content by the LGBTQ plus $ community? Perhaps having totally captured the Walt Disney Company is just not enough. There are just not enough gay-friendly executives at studios greenlighting more gay content. Apparently, Logo, Here TV, Out TV, Revry, Deku, and Lesflix are not producing enough content. Netflix, Hulu, Max, Amazon Prime, Apple TV Plus, Peacock, and Disney Plus, their extensive collections of LGBTQ plus $ content are not enough. Is this like other leftist quests? Can we assume that it's megalomaniacal, that we must have it all? We're going to take over the whole world until everyone bends to our will. I don't know, baby. I like watching guys on girls, baby. Yeah. Oh, behave. Yeah, baby. So, yeah, expect this very soon coming to Disney.
Disney's Mulan returns in an all-new adventure.
Oh, yeah. Mulan and Mushu back together and saving China again.
But this time, she's not just pretending to be a man.
Okay, what's happening?
This time, she's becoming a man.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
This time, Mulan goes all the way.
Excuse me? Look, we all know she's really a woman underneath.
No, this time she's literally becoming a man.
What you talking about? You can't just become a man.
Yes, now the woman who pretended to be a man is now a woman pretending to be a man, pretending to be a woman, pretending to be a man.
What in the black fungus stir-fry is going on here? This is some bullshit.
Mulan 3, coming soon, straight to Disney+.
It's Mark Mosley Show. Follow Mark on X, Instagram, and Facebook at Mark Mosley. And subscribe for new episodes weekly on your favorite podcast platform.
Crime is, unfortunately, still down in D.C. The Babylon Bee headline just out this morning, somber Democrats mourn D.C. going a record 10 days without a murder. Carjackings are down 83% in the city. The left just can't have that because it's Hitlerian. We talked last week about how, if you go back to at least Nixon, Republican presidents have been called fascist, always, for being tough on crime. And Pennsylvania Representative Madeleine Dean, she went there. She said, Trump, this is what she says. Okay, you sitting down? So here it comes. She says Trump will deploy the National Guard in multiple cities, then declare a national emergency, and then suspend elections. So Hitler. Yeah. But wait. How can that be when George W. Bush is already president for life? Remember, guys, during George W. Bush's presidency, how critics on the political left expressed fears, suspicions, and accusations that he was going to undermine constitutional limits, suspend civil liberties, and extend his time in power. Remember? Voices on the political left did indeed, go check it out on the interweb, they did indeed warn that Bush's accumulation of power, use of emergency authorities, and undermining of civil liberties were steering the U.S. towards authoritarianism, and occasionally used intense rhetoric, suggesting he could someday just suspend the Constitution and stay in power indefinitely. So how can Trump be Hitler when Bush is already Hitler? Come on, guys. And Al Sharpton is mad at Trump for cracking down on crime in D.C., and perhaps soon Chicago, because, oh no, Al noticed that both D.C. and Chicago have black mayors. Now, I don't have the audio of his quote, but don't worry, I got you on this. People feel they're under siege. They are being picked
picked on. When you look at the cities the president has named, all of those cities have declining crime rates and all of them have black mayors. So there's a racial element that he's race dog whistling here. Why wouldn't he have sat with Mayor Bowser and say, how do we work this out, if he really thought there was a problem? He didn't think there was a problem. He was trying to create a situation and create some kind of picture that these people cannot run their cities. That is why it is bad for everyone.
He claims that Trump should have tried to work with Bowser, should try to work with Brandon Johnson. Well, I mean, Al, have you offered? Seems like maybe Al Sharpton could get on the phone with Trump and, mediate some kind of a deal between black mayors and Hitler. Meanwhile, over in Boston, don't tell anybody, but the cops there may be cooperating with ICE in defiance of Democratic Mayor Michelle Wu. According to Acting Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director Todd Lyons, he was on the radio yesterday with Howie Carr. He said, we have so many men and women of the Boston Police Department and other jurisdictions that are pro-ICE, that want to work with us and are actually helping us behind the scenes. He said that sanctuary does not mean safer streets. It means more criminal aliens out and about in the neighborhood. But 100%, you will see a large ICE presence. For years, this Mayor Michelle Wu, has been a major ally of illegal aliens, promising them protection from federal authorities and shielding them from deportation. Because the left wants as many illegal aliens in major cities as possible because they need that population, because they're losing everybody else. And they want one-party rule in this country. We want to take over the world. I don't know, baby. I like the two-party system myself, baby. Yeah!
And now, Shallow Thoughts by Al Ibril.
You can't have an opinion on abortion if you don't have a uterus. But you can be a woman even if you don't have a uterus. Yes, in other trans news, a federal judge has reaffirmed that sororities like Kappa Kappa Gamma have the legal right to admit transgender women, as long as their internal bylaws allow it. The courts did not redefine woman or restrict the sorority's discretion. This happened this week on August 25th. U.S. District Judge Alan B. Johnson dismissed a lawsuit brought by 6 members of Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority chapter at the University of Wyoming, who sued to block the admission of Artemis Langford, a transgender woman, arguing that the sorority's bylaws refer to women and this should exclude trans women. The judge, Alan B. Johnson, emphasized there's no basis for the court to override the sorority's interpretation of its bylaws. In other words, we are required to leave Kappa Kappa Gamma alone. They appealed it. The 10th Circuit Court of Appeals has dismissed the appeal. So as it stands right now, Artemis Langford will get to be a sorority sister. Let's have a palate cleanse. Let's move on to our official doofus of the week to close out the show. In Lake Crystal, Minnesota, Douglas men led cops on a low-speed chase. Not a high-speed chase, a low-speed chase. He was on a 5-horsepower moped. Cops got a call that Dougie had wiped out on his hog at a downtown intersection. They responded, suspecting drunk driving, drunk scootering. When deputies arrived on the scene, Douglas took off, and the chase was on. Police tried to get Doug to pull over. He refused. They followed him through winding streets and into a parking lot where the bike stalled out. Oh no, but Doug got it started again, and the chase was back on, reaching speeds of up to 20 miles per hour. At one point, cops decided to pull up next to Doug and taser him. The taser dart did not stick. Finally, they pulled in front of the scooter, forced him to slow down to a speed where one of the cops, this is how it ended. One of the officers jumped out of the squad car and pushed Dougie off of his scooter. And thus, public enemy number 1 was busted. Congratulations, Dougie. You're our doofus of the week. That's the show. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to follow me on social media, and don't forget to share this show with a friend. Thank you very much. And until next time, may God bless you with health, joy, and wisdom.